an incorrect, I don't know what she said, so I have no comment on what she said, but people have theories. An incorrect theory doesn't wind up being correct because there's a void. And I think we have been talking about what's going on. I don't think there is one answer, but I think you raised a good point last week. I think there are a number of contributing factors. And you put all those factors together, and that's what you're seeing going on. There's no one factor, and that's why it's a little more complicated. You know, in politics, they want to be able to say it's just this. It's not just this. There are a number of factors. Yeah, it is factually impossible that somebody committed a crime so they could pay their rent. If you can't pay your rent, you cannot be evicted right now.
Is this uptick in crime happening? Well, let's think about it. Do we think this has to do with the fact that there's record unemployment in the United States right now? Maybe this has to do with the fact that people aren't paying their rent and are scared to pay their rent. And so they go out and they need to feed their child and they don't have money. So you maybe have to, they're put in a position where they feel like they either need to shoplift some bread or go hungry that night.
Children caught in the crossfire of rising gun violence across New York City. A 1-year-old has died after being hit by bullets at a Brooklyn playground last night.
And a 12-year-old was shot in a separate incident.
We are looking at spikes in crime surging in America's cities right now. New York City reporting a violent 4th of July weekend. For the month of June, New York City experienced more than 200 shootings compared to less than 90 1 year earlier. That is a 130% increase year over year.
And this weekend, you know, when faced with, there were 28 shootings in New York, 600% increase from this time last year. You have Representative Ocasio-Cortez saying this is just because people are trying to get food with their families. That is preposterous. The reality is 63% of Americans in this country fear that criticism of our police departments will lead to no public safety in their streets. And 69% of Black Americans. This is a real issue when you call our police cancer, when you talk about dismantling them.
People are dying because of his incompetence. He's completely lost the confidence of the police. They don't trust him. They delay a little longer going to difficult scenes because they don't want to get in the middle of a problem because he's going to kill them. I mean, he's going to take their job away and try to put them in jail.
Yeah, Democratic cities are in chaos right now. Is this what you want from Joe Biden? And they're going to take your country away, and they're taking down the statues. And
crime is rising as they defund police.
Oh, my gosh, it's so bad. And they get defunding police. It's like...
The number of homicides are spiking. Look at the data. New York, Chicago, Louisville, Philadelphia, New Orleans, Denver, Miami. The increases started in June. You say, hey, wasn't that about the same time as the protests? All those calls to defund the police? That's got to be the reason. But what else started in June? Well, states started lifting stay-at-home orders then, didn't they? Well, you don't know that that's what it was. Okay, then why in April and May, when businesses were closed and we were all forced to stay home, were homicides down?
It's not because of one thing. Let's be really clear. There's not one cause for something like this. There's a lot of different pieces. And again, the fact that the court system's not working, the economy is not working, people have been pent up for months and months, so many issues underlying this challenge. But to address it, it's not just one answer either. It's going to take a lot of different pieces. Of course, it's going to take neighborhood policing, which has helped us get so far. We're going to have to double down on neighborhood policing efforts in Upper Manhattan. It will take the efforts of clergy and block associations and elected officials and civic groups and parents and the Cure Violence movement. We're going to need all hands on deck to address this issue.